Good morning, all cowlick friends. Let me tell you, I've been trying to get this sucker to stay down. The only way that I can get this to stay down is if I use a hot iron. This is me, this is real, this is raw. I'm lounging with my pets. I wanted to do this video last night, but I was just too tired from the weekend. Oh my goodness, I am so happy that Mother's Day is over. A totally unnecessary holiday. I don't know who started it. I haven't researched it. Same with Father's Day, a totally unnecessary holiday. If we didn't want to be mothers, we shouldn't have been. If we didn't want to be fathers, we shouldn't have been. We are the only ones that can control our impulses. And if we can't control our impulses, we better figure out why. Yeah, it might seem fun, but there are consequences to life. Remember, for every action, there is an equal or opposite reaction. It's the law of physics. It's the law of nature. It can't be changed. Which is why it is so important to teach responsibility. Being responsible for our own actions, which can result in many, many years from the point of that action. So I engage in Mother's Day only because it's a holiday that everybody engages in, but when it passes, I am thrilled that it's over. Let me take a sip of coffee. Let's sip our coffee together. The feel of a strong brew. Anyways, I wanted to do this video last night, but I think it's important for me to explain to all of you first. I was going to do this as a live stream, but I'm doing my live stream later today for the one card pick a card pull, which will probably take place around 1 o'clock this afternoon. And I have to end it at exactly an hour because I have some responsibilities I need to do. I think it's important to note that, and I'm learning this still, it's a process, it's a journey. When we say Happy Mother's Day to someone or Happy Father's Day to someone or to everyone, particularly on social media, there is a large demographic of people that do not get included in that. Women that have tried for decades, 2 decades to get pregnant and can't, even with all the infertility drugs. There are women that are single that would love to find somebody that they can partner with, create a life, and have children with, but they're not finding that person. And so they feel like they're never going to have children because it has to be that special someone that they can raise the child with or children with. And then there are people that are divorced, and, didn't get remarried, or for whatever reason, and time has taken its toll, and now they find themselves biologically unable to have children. And there are women that have had stillbirths and can't get pregnant again, or miscarriages and can't get pregnant again. They're still mothers in the spiritual sense. So whether it's by choice or not, motherhood is pigeonholed into one way of being. And I don't like it. Years ago, I used to go on social media and I used to watch and read. And it would make me feel horrible inside because I have 5 kids. One child is a stepson. What if he doesn't wish me a happy Mother's Day? Even though I have mothered him. He's not my biological son. What if I have an estranged child and 4 of them wish me a happy Mother's Day, but the other one decides, F her. I hate her. There are so many variables involved in Mother's Day and Father's Day that I don't think it should be a holiday anymore. You, as a parent, mother, or father, need to feel that in here. You don't need somebody telling you Happy Mother's Day. And your children, just by being your children, whether they're in your life or they're not in your life, make you a mother or a father or not. So there are parents that couldn't have children, but they take in and foster animals. And they give those animals what they need. There are foster parents who have never had children for one reason or another, but they take in children and they nurture them. Some of those children have been abused horribly, mentally, physically, emotionally. And that one person who never had children biologically is doing the mothering or the fathering that I can tell you that some mothers and fathers have never even thought of having to do with their own biological children. Some foster parents take in handicapped children that need wheelchairs, that have feeding tubes. It grates on me to no end that we have Mother's Day and Father's Day, and it's because that body produced a child, or the 2 people together produce that child, which makes them a parent. Does not. Biology has nothing to do with it. And I feel sad on those 2 holidays. This goes back many, many years for me. Once after losing my husband. Twice after being in a situation where I felt estranged from my children. Thank God that has come full circle. But to be quite honest, I still don't know how they 100% feel. And I don't need to know. They are adults now. I recently went through a situation where my youngest daughter has had a baby, my grandson. She didn't want me posting pictures of him on social media. And my heart sank because I was so proud to be a grandmother. And I'm on social media and I see my siblings posting pictures, bragging about being an aunt or a grandmother or a great-grandmother, and pictures upon pictures. And all these people flocking in and telling them how lovely it is. I had to get over that. I had to get over it. Social media has its positives and its negatives. But more importantly, it drags out inside of each of us the areas in our own soul that we need to work on. Jealousy. I thought about it. I'm like, am I jealous? Am I jealous? No, I'm not jealous. That wasn't what it is. Sometimes pain and hurt, sadness and grief masks itself as jealousy. But when you dig deep, 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 you realize that you're just grieving. You're just sad. Or perhaps you think that what you're seeing and reading and experiencing is totally unnecessary. I have 5 children. My first 3 daughters are with my first husband who passed away. Go and start with part 1 of my story and watch them all. I really need to write a book because I haven't even touched the tip of the iceberg in those now 7 parts of my story, because I don't want to offend anybody. However, I have 3 daughters with my first husband who passed away. I have a stepson with my second husband, present husband, and we have a son together. And it wasn't always fun. Happy motherly times. Let me tell you. So this bullshit smoke screen that people put up on social media, you need to know it is not the truth. Know it. It is not the truth. It's bullshit. See my kids, see how wonderful they are. See how great they are. Oh, I feel so blessed. Really? Did you feel blessed when your daughter-in-law or son-in-law just up and left your child alone with grandkids? Did you feel blessed when you saw him in pain or her in pain? Did you feel blessed when your teenage son racked up your $45,000 SUV and you didn't have the proper insurance? Did you feel blessed when your son or daughter had a drug overdose? Did you feel blessed when your son or daughter said, F you, Mom, F you, Dad, I hate you. I don't want to have anything to do with you? Experiences are rooted in sometimes joy, sometimes pain. So let's stop blowing smoke up people's asses. Yes, I'm swearing. I'm tired of it. And some of my friends have said to me, well, nobody's going to put the truth on social media. Why not? This is part of the problem with the society that we live in. You got to be freaking strong. It doesn't mean that the story has to end there. There can be reconciliation. There can be forgiveness. There can be healing. There can be, your child could be drug-free. These are celebratory moments. Those things are celebratory. But Mother's Day and Father's Day, give me a break. You're not a parent, so somebody can say, Happy Mother's Day, Happy Father's Day. My husband and I have talked about this. We finally came to the conclusion that we don't want anything. We don't want anything. And that if our children recognize us, it's a bonus. But if they don't, it's okay too. And we don't need to be spewing it all over social media. I was guilty of that. And my husband said, why are you doing that? I said, because I want people to know what great kids I have. Well, not everybody has great kids, Susie. They love their children, but maybe they live in pain every single day. So I am glad this holiday is over. And now you know how I feel. But I am grateful. It's hard. Make no bones about it. This life that we live is hard. And if there is nothing in your life that has been hard up to the point that you are living right now, it will be eventually. Nobody leaves this life without battle scars. The sword that pierced Jesus' side. So, I'm going to channel Elijah. I'm going to pause this video and prepare myself. And when I hit the unpause button, I will be ready. See you in a bit. Welcome, my children. I hope you are well. And I hope that you are experiencing life as you have been called to experience it. Without any label attachment to it. If you are walking forward, you are already experiencing your divine blueprint. Let's talk about the ego today as in the human condition. Not in spirit, but as human. Your ego is your driving force and must be attached to your spirit to gain balance. If it is left to run wild, you will be unbalanced. The popular opinion today is that ego should not be, let it go. But that time will come, but you are alive as a human, sentient being. And the goal is to not allow your ego to dominate. That is the goal. When the ego dominates, unnecessary emotions that do not serve you will arise. Tit for tat. Opinion after opinion. And in the grand universal scheme of things, there is no place for this. Because all is one. And in the divine oneness, you have a place. But for now, you must continue on in this journey. As a human, sentient being, merging ego with spirit, merging ego with heart, merging ego with mind, all in one accord. Imagine riding a horse. This was my day. And you are holding on to the reins. And you use the reins to steer your horse. But you have been told that ego is not good. So you drop the reins. And the horse gets spooked. You aren't holding on. And the horse takes off and goes and gallops. And you're not holding on, and you're being flown all over the place. And you get thrown off course. When your ego is in the driving force, there is an element of control that's necessary. It is the imbalance of that control that is not necessary and runs wild. So, merging it with your spirit, with your soul, with your mind, with divine blueprint, acceptance and allowance of what is, you will know why. You must move forward or not. The fear involved is rooted in ego. Ego likes to be in control. Hence the horse and the reins. Sometimes it's important. Sometimes ego acts out of impulse to save someone else. Sometimes ego acts out of impulse to harm someone else. Ego must be kept in check and balance against the divine, universal flow of energy with protection from those that have gone before you, are with you, and guiding you. Do no harm, my friends. I know you're afraid to be vulnerable. Vulnerability is seen as a weakness. But when you are vulnerable and you let your guard down, fully knowing that you are protected by a power much greater than yourselves, rooted in the belief that it's all part of the divine blueprint, little by little, you will gain the trust that you need. Human beings will come and go. They will not ever be able to fulfill. They are not in the highest Christ consciousness. And although there are some that have walked the planet, and have or now passed on, they see the greater picture. But your vulnerabilities, as scary as they are to expose, make the cripple walk, make the blind see, make the deaf hear, make the weak strong. Barriers protect your heart. Do they? Think about this very deeply, my children. Why was the barrier formed? How is it serving you? Is it bringing you peace or delusion? Is there a crack in your barrier? Can you see the plant that made its way through to the light? One must ask themselves, why? Dig deep into the roots of your own inner being. If you need to cry, cry. Crying dismisses anger. Crying is vulnerable. Anger is ego. I understand your fear. It is an emotion. But if you begin to trust the omnipotent power that created all that is, you will see. You will see. Okay, so I will be uploading this for you, and thank you, Mother and Father God. Thank you. Thank you, Elijah. Thank you. And I wish you all well on this Monday. Good to me. Monday. I'm happy to see. On Monday, I'm with my friends on YouTube. Yes, I'm changing the words. Bye-bye, my YouTube family. YouTube soul family. You are welcome to be here. If you have not subscribed to my channel, we would love to have you. Thank you so much for being here with me today. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye-bye, my friends. You know I love ya.